Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. Big development, Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh has been arrested. The AAP faces yet another arrest of a top AAP face after Manish Sisodia in Liquorgate. The ED says there has been no cooperation from his end. The Aam Aadmi Party alleging a witch hunt. The BJP says it's due process that's being followed. If there is aji-baji, well, prove it in the courts that there is none. The ED believes there is some aji-baji and Sanjay Singh now facing the heat. Let's talk about the positives of the big development, and that is in the field of sport. Ladies and gentlemen, our athletes are doing us proud. Our dream run continues. We have done way better than Jakarta. Now eyes on 100 medals. Is that going to be possible at the Hangzhou Asian Games? We've breached the 80s already. Neeraj Chopra claiming gold. It's a 1-2 in javelin, with Neeraj getting the second gold at the Asian Games. Kishore Kumar Jena bagging silver with a personal best of 87.54 meter. With this, well, a 1-2 finish. The Indian quartet, meanwhile, won gold in the men's 4x400 meter relay. The team comprising of Mohd Jacob, Mohammad Anas, Yahya, Rajesh Ramesh and Mohammad Ajmal Warriathodi finished with a time of 3.01.58, a games record. Ojas Praveen and Jyoti Surekha Vannam beat South Korea in archery mixed team compound to secure the first place finish and give India yet another gold. We now are fourth on the medals tally with 18 gold, 31 silver and 32 bronze. Keep that going, keep that medal count going. Meanwhile, Talaivar 170 is also here, ladies and gentlemen. Rajini's first look has been unraveled, and the filming is beginning in Kerala. We'll get you those pictures too and get you more details. But let's set up debate number one on the right stand tonight. And it's a total, complete volte-face that's been done by the Congress party. We saw a hint of that with the Nari Shakti Adhiniyam. But now with the caste census, the larger question is the Cong DNA itself mutating due to alliance compulsions? जिसकी जितनी हिस्सेदारी उसकी उतनी भागीदारी. That seems to be the line. But has it been thought out? Is it a call in desperation? These questions we are compelled to ask, even as Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has advocated for a caste census. And he's floated the slogan, Jitni Abadi Utna Hak. But his father, the late and former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, in Parliament back in 1990 had advocated for a casteless society, and even accused the then Premier VP Singh of trying to lead the country into caste wars with Mandal Commission report. This perhaps explains the contrast in the Congress's approach to this entire issue of caste-based, caste-driven politics over the years. Now, it's not just this, but there have been several other instances in the recent past where the Congress has actually done a complete volte-face, absolute 180 degree. The party that held sway for nearly 6 decades in independent Bharat saw itself succumb to coalition compulsions, as admitted by a former Prime Minister of the UPA itself during both UPA 1 and 2, is yet again seen doing a complete volte-face to the party's principled stand, be it with the Nari Shakti Adhiniyam or with the caste census. And this begs the compelling question whether the party is completely resigned to standing on crutches. Do borrowed agendas hint at borrowed time? Is the Congress party mutating its core DNA? These questions arise, ladies and gentlemen. Your channel brings to you the speech of Rajiv Gandhi in Lok Sabha on the 6th of September 1990, where he slammed VP Singh for going ahead with the Mandal Commission report on caste census. And quote unquote, this is what he had said on the floor of the House. Sad that VP Singh government focuses on caste. VP Singh is causing a rift in our society. A casteless society should be our goal. No one in this house will say otherwise. Socially and backward classes need help. They need quota. Congress supports this. Poorest, weakest and EBCs have our support. Now, it's not just about Rajiv Gandhi. but bringing to you the Congress's tryst with the caste census back since the time of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. In 1951, first census of independent India should not be caste-based. Indira Gandhi in 1980 put Mandal Commission report on the back burner. Rajiv Gandhi in 1990 advocated for casteless society, showing, and this is what Parliament records indicate. UPA 2 in 2011 conducted a caste SEC census but doesn't release this entire data at all. Karnataka Congress in 2015 conducted a caste survey, but the results were not released. They have not been released so far. Odisha Congress, even in 2023, commissioned a caste survey. The Congress party actually protested it, ladies and gentlemen. Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself has accused the Congress party of changing its stance when it comes to the caste census. But also, let's take a look at some more cases where the Congress has changed its position or its stance. First up, the Delhi Ordinance. Congress unit against support to the Aam Aadmi Party. After deliberation, backed the AAP on this entire bill. Then, Women's Reservation Bill or the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam. No quota for OBCs in 2010. Now the demand for 1/3 quota for OBCs. In the caste census, Rajiv Gandhi batted for a casteless society. Rahul Gandhi wants caste census, says jitni abadi utna hak. So the simple question, ladies and gentlemen, is, have you completely decided to alter the DNA of the party? Or is all of this purely because the party believes, or its leaders believe, they can only survive on borrowed agendas? And does that hint at borrowed time? Let's go across to Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, joining us at this time, and Kuntal Krishna of the BJP should also join us. Namaste, Jai Hind, Tehseen.
Namaskar. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Anand. Thank you for having me on this show.
Thank you. Where do you stand on this, Tehseen?
Anand, to your question, simple answer, jiski jitni sankhya bari, uski itni hissedari. I absolutely stand by it and I endorse it.
So that means what Rajiv Gandhi believed, what the Congress party believed earlier was all wrong.
That's not true. In fact, what Rajiv Gandhi says is exactly the stand that Rahul Gandhi ji has taken. In fact, when the Mandal Commission was put out by the late Prime Minister VP Singh ji, it was the BJP in alliance with them. And I dare you, Anand, on your show, and I will change my name and you play a breaking if BJP on your show or any of your sister channels says that they are against this caste census. I dare you. The BJP itself is not against it, but they will blame the Congress. Congress is for the weak, the backward, those who are not empowered, and I think the Congress will do it.
So Muslims are not weak, Muslims are not, there are no within the Muslims who are weak or backward, there are none within the Jains who are weak or backward, there are none within the Sikhs who are weak or backward, there are none within Christians who are weak or backward. It's only the Hindus that need to be separated in the basis of caste, and weak and backward are only among Hindus. Is that what you're saying, Tehseen?
That's absolutely not what I'm saying, because in backward
this entire caste census has been done on 82% Hindus. Have caste been identified among Christians? Have caste been identified among Jains, among Sikhs, among Hindu, among Muslims? Have those castes been identified?
Let me put it this way, Anand. There are no castes as a concept among, say, Muslims or Abrahamical faith. As a concept, while I agree in the Indian culture there is, just to make myself clear, however, the Bihar caste survey does show the backwardness in Muslims and other religions as well. It's been done.
No, but why are you clubbing back Muslims as one? No, Tehseen, please tell me. Let me first, I am just saying.
No, it's a little complicated. Just allow
yes, it's just you and me, so please allow me. I'm just saying that there are two, there is, if you were to just look at it as haves and have-nots, those who have and those who don't have, isn't that a simpler binary than breaking down only the Hindu community on the basis of caste, but bunching all Muslims together, bunching every other religion and every other community together? Who are Pashmandas, Ashrafis, Sayyadis, Qureshis, Barelvis, Deobandi? Who are all of these then?
They have not been bunched. Okay. They have not been bunched together. They also constitute a backward class. Class and caste is separate. Reservation will be given for the class, for those who are backward as well. They will also be empowered. So there is no breaking down of any religion. In fact, if
of course, Anand, the only religion that's been broken down on the basis of Samanya Varg, economically backward class, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, has been based on what? On which religion?
It's not based on religion, it's based on backwardness.
But बाकी तो धर्म में कास्ट ही नहीं, अभी तो आपने बोला.
But therefore
you just now said that other religions don't have caste. You just now said other religions don't have caste. No, the entire caste census is purely done on Hindus. And you just now said other religions don't have caste. You said in Muslims there is no caste. You just said it, Tehseen. And now you're saying no, there is caste in other.
Therefore, I requested you, don't keep interrupting me, because then you take one clip and it's not complete. It's slightly complex, and I do agree that you have the intellectual depth to understand a complex argument in a complex country like India. We are not a binary. So let's understand that.
No, but that's exactly this binary here, Tehseen. I do not want to interrupt you, but I'm just saying.
Do allow me to speak.
Okay, please complete, then I'll make my point.
Thank you.
Please, yeah.
You're right. You're right, and I'm right. There are no castes as such in Abrahamical religion, though in the Indian culture, there still continues to exist. For example, Jat Muslims, Jat Sikhs, yes. But what this survey and census looks at is not caste itself, but also the backward classes whose empowerment is not done on basis of religion, as our constitution prohibited, on the basis of backwardness. So it basically does exactly what Anand is saying, that those who are backward will be empowered.
So then why do you need to do a caste census? You should just need to do the haves and have-not census. Those who are economically backward and those who are not economically backward.
So
why do you need a caste census there?
That's a good question. Why did the Prime Minister put himself in the OBC category when he was Chief Minister?
Prime Minister did not put himself in the OBC category. It was ratified in the centre. It was the Telis. Each state ratifies each of these people. The Prime Minister did not pick only himself. All the Telis became OBCs, and this kind of.
While he was Chief Minister of
But Tehseen, let's not argue for arguing sake. Please. There are so many states. There are so many states under different chief ministers, under different governments, have added castes and subcastes into various categories. Now let's not get into that. We are then making a mind. My simple point is, those who genealogically have very clearly taken a principled position against the caste census, why is it changing now? Does this not? So, my larger question is the Congress party reduced to a particular to a situation where they are living on borrowed agendas that they opposed in the past and they are supporting now?
Okay.
Unabashedly.
Again, the Congress did not oppose it. A. B. The BJP supported it. Is the BJP opposing it today? Or is the BJP for caste? Answer that question.
My simple point is it the Prime Minister asking for a caste census, or is the Prime Minister saying, look at the nation as haves and have-nots? Is it Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the entire team of the Congress party, which itself is today saying that jiski jitni jate, jiski jitna jiski jitni sankhya bhari uska utna haq. And there again, Tehseen, I'm surprised you didn't fact check Mr. Rahul Gandhi. That the batch of IAS officers that he talks about, at that time there was no Mandal commission, there was no caste quota. In 1992 they were serving officers, and despite being corrected, he's used the same adage. So that's spreading further misinformation. So are you trying to unite, are you trying to empower, or are you trying to divide? Because that's the agenda with which certain parties, regional satraps have always survived. My first point is that...
being interrupted?
No, and the other thing. So, please go ahead. Please go ahead. There are so many questions, but my largest question, my biggest question is कि भाई आप अपना core philosophy DNA alter करने को तैयार हो just because that's the only way you think you can survive.
Okay, Anand, because you believe they've altered their DNA does not make it true. They're standing by exactly what they believe. Who gave this country the benefit of reservations? The Congress was in government when Baba Saheb Ambedkar recommended it. The Congress was in government, so they stand by it. Number one. Number two, is the BJP opposing it? It's not. Just one second. You said the Honorable Prime Minister has not spoken about a caste census. Let me just tell you, Anand, on the floor of Parliament, Shri Rajnath Singh ji said that a caste census and the caste census of the 2011 census with the caste census will be released in 2018, something the BJP has delayed. Anand, I request you, because you're somebody I really respect, catch and grill the BJP spokesperson and tell them are they against the caste
my simple point,
and you won't have an answer.
Tehseen, my point is we don't have the BJP spokesperson.
They're hypocrites. They'll run away on this.
The BJP spokesperson,
they know you'll grill them.
Krishna, was supposed to join. He's not yet joined. I'm constantly trying to get an update as to why the BJP spokesperson is not joined. But
because you're going to grill them.
But no. No, but my larger question, those who are not there, what's the point in trying to take pot shots at them
Because
or
they
pass
know
comments on them? No, that's not the case. We do not know.
Against it.
We do not know, and that's where I would hold back and say. But my question to you largely is, this agenda, is it going to unite or is it going to divide? My point is,
unite India.
How is it going to unite India? Because I'll tell you, this is what is going to happen. But
then you allow me to respond.
Sure. The Congress party drove a wedge among Sikhs by calling Dalit Sikhs. Okay, pushing this entire aspect of and dividing the entire Sikh community. Today, those who are talking about jiski jitni sankhya bari uska utna hak. My point is the Congress party going to tell Nitish Kumar and Tejasvi Yadav to step down because unki sankhya bhari nahi hai of their caste? Are they going to rework the entire Bihar? Are they going to work? Are they going to rework the entire Bihar Vidhan Sabha and the Bihar cabinet? Not the Vidhan Sabha, the Bihar cabinet. Are they going to walk the talk in Karnataka? My point is, all you are doing is that you are now going to say Sankhya in what? And 82% is Hindus. So should everything go to Hindus? Are you then saying Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was wrong when he said that the benefit should all go to the minorities, and in minorities it should go first to Muslims? Muslims are only 17% in Bihar. So should they get only 17% of the allotment in Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana?
That's a very, very long question. Now, please allow me to answer it at half the time and don't interrupt me. Let's answer your second part first, then we'll answer the first part. Will the benefits go to Hindus? Yes, they will go to Hindus because, Anand, with humility, let us look at any state. Let's look at today the state of BJP, Uttar Pradesh, for example. How many DMs are from the backward caste? How many SPs are? How many vice chancellors in the constitutionally reserved SC, ST posts are vice chancellors in central universities?
Sorry, Tehseen, I do not want to interrupt you, but please, my sincere apologies, sir. Should you actually be appointing?
If you allow me to make my point, I'm on your show. Allow me to make my point. You counter me after I finish.
Correct.
If you interrupt me, nor will your viewers understand.
Please go ahead.
Allow me.
I do not want to interrupt you, but I am compelled to make this point. How can you say quota is more important than merit, sir? How can you as an educated person say that? Please go ahead.
I will answer that.
Please go ahead.
Is it your, and I know it's not your case, it's a rhetorical question. Is it your case, Anand, that people from the Dalit community or SC or ST community are not capable of being a vice chancellor despite constitutionally reserved posts for them? It's not your case. Is it your, please allow me to finish. Is it your case, Anand, I know not personally, that people from the Dalit or ST or OBC community are not capable of being DMs or police commissioners or SPs? It's not your case. Therefore, jiski jitni sankhya bhari, uski itni hisadari. To the second part of the question, I want to be quick because Desh Ratan Nigam ji has come. I just want to be quick. Look, your question is, will the Congress and the India Alliance give reservations? I can twist this around and say the women's reservation is passed. Is the BJP giving it today? It's not. They've taken a historical step. All steps to empower will be done, including putting people in the right.
My point is, sir, the ability has to be based on merit, not based on your surname. Sir, today all reservations, no, please, all reservations are compromising merit. No, please, everybody, I'm not, I would, sir, if Ram, Lakshman, Arjun, Yudhishthir, so separated by 2,500 years, are still known by their first name. We never looked at people by their caste or their surnames. So please, it is anybody and everybody. Please, no, please, Tehseen, let's not try and unnecessarily heckle. You are trying to get into a realm where you will not be able to win this argument because you should be known. You should be known by your name, not by your surname. You should be given a quota or a post based on your ability, not because of the caste that you belong to, sir. That is not supposed to be the way that merit will be rewarded. You want to help people, help those who do not have, help them have. That is what Dharma talks about, and that is what Dharma Rajya or Ram Rajya talks about. Desh Ratan Nigam, please tell me, sir, this entire raga or this entire song, no, please yield. Tehseen, please yield. Desh Ratan Nigam ji, is this going to help or is this going to hurt Samaj in our country? And how is this caste census anyway going to change anything other than just further divide the Hindu vote? My larger
Anand,
question
in
here
fact-
is, sir, has the Congress done a complete volte-face because they believe this is the only way they can survive? A borrowed
See,
agenda that they opposed in the
let
past.
me let me tell you, as you rightly pointed out, Mandal Commission was tooth and nail opposed by the Congress, Rajiv Gandhi, both outside the parliament and inside the parliament. And it was the BJP who gave them 24%. And Rahul Gandhi saying that the number of secretaries, the percentage of secretaries, the OBC is there, probably forgets in 1994 the Supreme Court cleared the Mandal Commission judgment, and it was then the first secretaries, the 92 batch people are becoming the secretaries today. So when the 94, 95, 96 batches come, then those people will become secretaries. Now, very important fact about the caste census, Bihar caste census. They are only focusing on the caste of Hindus, but not among the Muslims and Christians. They are trying to portray it's a homogeneous society. Therefore, it is an incentive for conversion. So there is no caste given out there. So it is an incentive for conversion. Hindus, you are portraying they are divided in caste. Muslims and Christians are homogeneous, that they don't have any caste, despite the fact they are divided in caste. 72 firqas and Muslims and so many Syrian churches. So they are trying to portray that they are homogeneous, they don't have a caste, and in a way trying to provide an incentive for conversion. Trying to hide certain facts. They should have concentrated there also. They have not done so. However, if you look at historically, the Varn Sanskar was based on the skills. And even today, we have Lawyers Association, which is not based on caste.
My simple point is, Deshratan Nigam ji, every political party has succumbed to this caste game. Even the BJP has. So let's not spare any corner or cut any flack for the BJP. The BJP was incumbent with Nitish Kumar when this resolution was passed. The BJP has not openly come out and vehemently opposed the caste census. They have just said, ye bhram hai, why the way this exercise has been done. The fact of the matter is that parties which took a principled position in the past have changed their position. The Congress party was on record saying that they are against this entire caste-based game. Today they are playing this game. The BJP is also not openly saying no. The Prime Minister has come out and said that we must look at caste and haves and have-nots. But can they openly say that all reservation, let's say 50% reservation will be only for the economically backward? We do away with all other reservations. Will they do it? Will they say it?
See, Anand, you have raised a very important point. Since independence, the original reservation was 10 years.
That's
However,
Let Tehseen, allow him to speak. He's just joined. Please.
To be extendable. And therefore it has been extended. To be extended. Please remember that. I know my constitution. And therefore the fact remains that, please, hold on. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Please,
I can read out
hold your
verbatim what
horses.
my Baba Sahib said in
The fact remains that the benefits of reservation have been cornered by few. It has not gone down within their own caste. Generation after generation, it has been taken by the very few people, and the real poor people and socially and educationally and economically backward people are still languishing.
Deshratan Nigam ji, that's the creamy layer that you're talking about. What I'm asking you is, if truly the BJP believes, will they put it out in their manifesto that if they come back to power in Lok Sabha 2024, then they will do blanket 50% reservation for the economically backward. Any household that earns less than 5 lakh rupees per month is eligible for reservation, but it will be purely on economically weaker sections. There will be no caste-based reservation. Will any political party take that position?
See, I don't represent BJP, but the point that you have raised has a lot of merit. The poor people, the poor in this country need to be taken care of. Today, what is happening, the poor is being left out, and the one who are in the creamy layer are actually cornering all the benefits, even whether it is SC, ST or even otherwise also. Although there is a cutoff of creamy layer in the OBC, but the poors have to be taken. It is where the benefits have to be given to them. And I believe a lot of benefits are going to them.
No, sir, please understand, 17% Muslim population, nearly about 50% of these are economically backward. 4% Brahmin population, nearly 50% of these are economically backward. You take any caste, any tribe, any OBC, any EBA, any strata of society. Should those who are economically weaker in that strata, should they get benefits, or should that strata as a whole get reservation?
See, certainly The poor must get benefit, and it is for that reason 10% quota was brought in. That was a very good start. EWS quota was brought in so that the poor among the remaining 50% who don't have reservation must get benefit, and this can be extended further among all the caste, the poor, and they would like it. They would love it also, because the poor ones, they are socially backward, educationally backward, economically backward also. If you look at all these three parameters, the poor ones have to suffer.
So my point is, sir, will any political party ahead of these elections have the gumption to come and say that vote for reservation, 50% reservation only for the economically backward, those who are economically backward, irrespective of caste community? Will anybody say?
I don't think any political party is going to venture into that.
So then what's the point of arguing? You can keep doing these caste censuses and continue to further divide society and only the Hindu society. That's
let me tell you.
That's another position. Yes, Tehseen.
Let me tell you.
Can I just make 2 points?
Let Tehseen come in, sir, and then you can respond. Yes.
Look, the first point I stand vindicated that the BJP is a hypocrite. So I don't know why these attacks are on Congress, but may I make a point, and this is a very valid point, and I want everyone to understand this. When you say that the creamy layer amongst the backward people in the backward caste or backward communities have cornered everything, may I ask Deshratan ji with a lot of respect and humility, Deshratan ji, in the RSS, how many people from the backward community have become RSS chiefs? Zero. As many as the Prime Minister's press conference.
We don't ask caste.
Sir, don't interrupt me, please. Sir, I request you. Don't interrupt me. Zero. How many today prime time anchors, I don't believe in reservation in private sector, are from the backward community, prime time anchors? Zero. Why? How many vice chancellors today in central government universities are Dalits and STs, not equal to their population? Are you telling me that these people are not capable in private sector of being anchors, as good ones as Anand? They are not capable of being RSS chiefs. They are not capable of being vice chancellors. They are not capable of being collection. See, Anand, I'll tell you the fundamental mistake even you are making, my friend. Somebody who's poor already has benefits, whether it's Manrega, whether it's Ayushman Bharat, whether it's all of those things. Reservation is meant for social justice. For
at what level, sir? At what level? So you reserve and you say that you score only 45% and you get the seat, and somebody who gets 80% does not get the seat because no, that's exactly what happens across categories as far as examinations are concerned, sir. The passing marks are different, sir. Please remember the dying words of sir. I don't want to get into. I do not, Mr. Tehseen, I do not want to get into a dynamic where I don't have the time tonight. It's a far greater dynamic. My point is, sir, are you faulting those people who, by the dint of their hard work and their merit, have achieved something just because they do not belong to a particular caste? Are you holding a grudge against them? Are you trying to say that it is not important to be meritorious, but it is important to belong to a particular caste to get to a particular place? No, sir, you are playing a very dangerous game. You are playing a very dangerous game, and I'll tell you what, sir, 82% in Bihar are Hindus. So are you trying to say that 82% of the benefits in Bihar should go only to Hindus? Are you openly saying that the Muslims and the Christians should get only what they deserve based on their numbers?
Okay. Forget what I said.
So I leave you with that question. No. Don't forget the question. That's the question. Are you trying to say that Christians in Bihar should get only 3%? Only 3% of all benefits. Should Sikhs get only 0.06% of all benefits, and Muslims get only 17% of all benefits that goes out? 82% should go to Hindus. So are you openly saying that the Congress party and everybody else via the caste census is out to prove that Bharat is a Hindu Rashtra and it should be to Hindus only?
Okay, can I now answer your question?
I wind up. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. Please see what you're building up to and what you're trying to talk, what you're trying to set up. It's a total contradiction to what the Congress has batted for all along. Thank you very, very much. Quickly moving on, ladies and gentlemen, here on the right stand, where the Indian probe agency for over months now, the NIA, National Investigation Agency, has been unearthing a particular terror module which has a combination, a hybrid mutation, if I may say, of various terror fountainheads, be it the Simi, be it the ISIS ideology, or even Lashkar elements. During the probe, the security agencies have unearthed that it's not just the IS or the Islamic State. Two other terror outfits, Simi, erstwhile Simi, Student Islamic Movement of India, which evolved into another banned organization, that's the PFI, and Indian Mujahideen too, were involved in the recent Pune case. These evolved into PFI, which also stands banned, indicating regrouping under one umbrella. Intel sources are revealing to News 18 that Shahnawaz, the main suspect in this module, has revealed startling information. Have a look at some of the revelations. First up, started learning to make IED in 2019-2020. Shahnawaz is an engineer by qualification, educated individual, got in touch with a foreign handler, learned IED making from the handler via online classes, made explosives and conducted dry runs, not one but 3 dry runs in Rudraprayag, in Nuh and Delhi. 2 were unsuccessful, 1 was successful. 1 out of the 3 dry runs was successful. Handler asked Shahnawaz to move to Pune and then link up with yet another group which was already operating there. And they had come from Chhattisgarh. They also learnt IED making. Recce done in Gujarat marketplace, Karnataka coastal areas, in Kannur and in Mumbai. And they used to go in twos on bikes and then go ahead and do these recces. Plan was to target Hindu leaders, Jews and public places. So there is a clear element of religious fundamentalism and hatred towards certain entities. He was reportedly in touch with also a group from the Aligarh Muslim University. So that's how there were 3 groups that were reportedly operating: Pune, Aligarh and Delhi. And more importantly, the group's ideology was driven by the IS ideology, Islamic State ideology, that followed this entire thought process that kafir should not be spared. Let's go across to Sushant Sareen and S.N. Srivastava, former Commissioner of Delhi Police, joining us this evening. Namaste and Jai Hind, gentlemen. S.N. Srivastava ji, does this come as a surprise to you that terror fountainheads are actually combining ranks? And where does this deep-rooted hatred stem from?
Well, it's no surprise because we have noticed over many years that the terror modules, they manifest themselves in different forms and they work together. And the main, the motivation comes from our neighboring country, the Pakistan. Well, you have spoken about the ISIS, the Indian Mujahideen and others, but even in this case, you may have noticed that it was ISIS, it was like, in name of ISIS, it was Pakistan ISI which were trying to motivate and indoctrinate, radicalize the 3 youths who have been caught in Delhi, and they were wanting to create a terror attack in Delhi. So it's no surprise, but at the same time I would like to say that the Indian intelligence agencies and the agencies of the state police also, they are working together, and they have been able to, every time they have been able to unearth such people who have such designs who of trying to commit terror in Delhi. They have been caught. Ever since 2013, if you remember, that was the month of February, Indian Mujahideen has been dormant or wiped out to a large extent. And the ISIS sometimes and the basically Pak ISI, they try to create some kind of problems by trying to indoctrinate, radicalize youths who through the social media, and this is how they are carrying out their activities.
But what is the motivation to combine? That eventually the thought process is the same. And these are educated individuals, S.N. Srivastava. How would educated individuals get so highly radicalized that they believe that one section of society needs to be wiped out, they deserve to die?
See, the last question that you have asked me, educated society. You see, what happens is that in the present day world where you are basically depending on communicating with each other through social media, the very highly technical way to communicate with each other. So it, and also manufacturing or making of IEDs. So such things cannot be done by somebody who is illiterate or who doesn't know the technical matters. So the earlier also when we had done many actions against the Indian Mujahideen,
Yeah.
we found that the most of the persons who have been caught, they had a technical background. So here also the three chaps who have been arrested,
Yeah.
they have technical backgrounds. Now coming back to your earlier questions, they are combining with each other. Initially, as you know, SIMI was formed, and later on, at the instance of Pakistan, from SIMI, a group called Indian Mujahideen was created. I mean, it was not necessarily all the inmates of the Indian Mujahideen were from SIMI, but they came from other parts also.
Right.
And through personal contact, through radicalization, by each other, they formed this Indian Mujahideen. So this shifting or combining together by various terror modules have been happening for a long time.
Okay.
And it is happening even now, and such youths who are radicalized and educated ones, those who have technical backgrounds, they have from time to time they have been raising their head and creating some combining together to create a terror attack. But as I said, that the intelligence agencies, they are vigilant, and they have been able to neutralize every time for the last almost 10 years. Every time these the anti-nationals have been
Right.
trying to create some problems, they have been neutralized.
Well, our group editor security Manoj Gupta got us these details, and interestingly, he has actually pointed out that there is a connection. There is a connection with the auto blast case, the explosive recovery in Chhattisgarh, and there are connections which also with certain other instances that happened, like Mangalore, like the 2016 Ratlam ISIS case and the recent Pune case. All are linked to a common terror umbrella. So we can't look at these individual, incidences in isolation, Sushant Sareen. We have to build a chronology and a chain, and it looks like a sequential group, a group which had multiple operations across the country. We've busted them one by one. But here is the threat. We need to catch them 10 on 10 times. They need to get it right only 1 in 10 times.
Yeah, Anand, that's always a problem. It's a cat and mouse game, and even if one of these operations slips through the cracks, and there will be cracks, then you have a terror incident. So that's a given, and I think people of the country need to have a certain degree of equanimity. It's easy for somebody like me to say it as long as I don't lose my relatives in a bomb blast or a terror attack. But the fact of the matter is, as a country, there's a certain amount of equanimity needs to be there on how we look at some of these terror attacks, because there will be something that slips through the crack. Secondly, Anand, on this whole network business, now we don't have the details. Probably Manoj Gupta's report will be coming out today or maybe tomorrow, and we get some more details. But the fact of the matter remains that given the kind of revelations which have come out so far, it does not surprise me that obviously this is a network. This is a network in which there are different cells. Not all of them are connected with each other, but there is somebody who is running this network.
Yeah.
Now, it makes sense. See, a lot of people are motivated by religious hatred. They are motivated by a particularistic kind of reading of the religion. They are isolated and insulated from other opinions, and because of social media and these new means of communication seem to be giving people exactly what they want. So a lot of people don't get the other views which are also being expressed.
Right.
So it's easier to indoctrinate these guys. So that's not surprising. What is the issue is that many of these guys, apparently, again, I could be wrong because details are sketchy right now. None of these guys are motivated by anti-Indiaism as such. It's more religious hatred, number one. Which is why if there is an ISI guy who's pretending to be ISIS, frankly, it's just an S which is missing. ISIS is, or I've always maintained ISIS is the plural of ISI. But if there is something like this, they use the ISIS label because that is more attractive to these guys. Maybe if they were to use Pakistan as a label and a motivation, people would not be motivated. But when you use ISIS, you create that whole thing of a caliphate, and this whole religious indoctrination goes on. That probably propels a lot of people into this direction. Finally, Anand, I think one of the biggest mistakes we make, and again, this is probably, we look at it from our standpoint of rationality, that people who get educated, are able to discern what is right and what is wrong, or are able to reject fanaticism. But the fact of the matter remains that there is no such correlation.
Okay.
In fact, if there is a correlation, it is that the more people are educated, and this is a paradox really, because this is a paradox that does not fit into our conception or what we have been fed, that it is only the illiterate guy who takes to this thing. Actually not. You will hardly find an illiterate guy getting involved in these kind of activities. You will not find a poor man getting involved in this activity. You will always find middle class, maybe lower middle class, and maybe well-to-do people getting involved in this activity. You will find people who have very fancy jobs. Somebody is working in a Google, somebody is working in some other Microsoft or something. Somebody like these guys, they are engineers. They are technical people. Somebody is doing a PhD. So they come from well-to-do families. These are the guys who are getting involved, and that is again not a surprise to anybody who looks at the profiles of terrorists. So very often you will see people with a technical education, because in a technical education and in a science kind of an education, you look at black and white. There are no shades of grey. Somebody like who's come from a humanities stream, I look at shades of grey. I always try and look at something like that. Perhaps you too. But most of these guys who come from, say, who studied hardcore technical stuff, they look at things in black and white. And it's much easier to indoctrinate them. And again, there's a lot of literature on this. There's a lot of literature on how attractive, this kind of fanaticism is for engineers in particular. Also doctors. But engineers more than doctors. So that don't conflate education with fanaticism. And don't conflate poverty with fanaticism. I think these are shibboleths that we have created, and when we see these shibboleths shatter, we are a little surprised why that is happening, because these are fallacies which the sooner we shun, the more easier it is to understand what exactly is underway.
Well, we will be getting more details in the coming days, and if there is a correlation since 2016 till now, 2023, it's the same umbrella, a coalition of these terror outfits and these terror streams, then we've got a big challenge ahead of us. Sushant Sareen and S.N. Srivastavji, thank you very much. I have to take a very short break here on The Right Stand. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Grewal, singer, activist, joins us. Stay with us.
I feel like I made a wrong decision, but after some time I know it will gonna change that in a good decision, but for now I feel
The Sheridan College offers a very large number of courses, and one of the departments seems particularly useful and promising in today's environment. The students here are almost all Indian. Without doubt, this college would close down were it not for Indian students. As many as 320,000 Indian students were enrolled in Canadian colleges at the end of last year, bringing more than 10 billion Canadian dollars to the economy. It's not all bad for the students though. The college plaza just across from the college provides a buzzing social life in the evenings.
everything is same. People are so peaceful just like before, so there nothing changed in my life. As I am working at Tim Hortons, so I meet many people. Like people say there are Asian people that are not good for them. but no, people are not saying anything.
No, there hasn't been any change. It's life as usual over here as of now, and there's nothing as such a concern over here or safety issues. Apart from that, I think most of the colleges have already shared links and other resources with the students if they feel unsafe, and if they are not comfortable, they can always reach out to their respective universities and colleges.
I think every college have provided securities and insurance to the students, and where I live I didn't find any difference. I live with a Punjabi family. I found it like a home. Political issues, I don't think there is no problems for students, as I don't find it that much issue or problem for me.
The greater fear is not immediate and political, it is long term, what they'll do with themselves when they're done with all this, whether they'll find settlement, whether they'll find jobs, and on those, the future does not look very promising at all.
I can say the particular problem over here is for accommodation and for job as well, because recession is going on a lot right now, and it's very hard for an international student to find a job over here. Apart from that, people over here are very great. Place is nice, weather is nice, so yeah, we enjoy it, but as well as some stuffs like this are unstable over here.
So the government can take any action for them, because we are not safe because we are not citizen as well, and we are not any PR, so we are only like study permit. So like anything can happen, like they can say that a student can't be allowed in Canada anymore, and they can send back, as well as like there are a lot of students in India they like dream to come to Canada, right? So if there any cancellation of the study permit as well as other things, so they have problem there.
Sheridan College here in Brampton, just west of Toronto, a very Punjabi area, and to be honest, it's a very Punjabi in there as well among the students, and there are of course as many different views and experiences of the present situation as there are students, but a lot of the students, if not hugely worried, do seem at the least a little apprehensive about what's going on.
Right now, because there are a lot of things are going on, and we have also fear that we need to go back to home, like how we will get to home, and like there are some news are running that they will send back students to India as well. So there are some certain things which we need to think about that.
Actually, I respected both countries, India and Canada, but India media is showing on every situation to Khalistan, like Shubh came to in Bombay for the controversy. If any कोई भी बंदा पंजाबी हुंदा ना ਉਹਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋੜ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਨਾਲ.
Trudeau ने इंडिया पे एलिगेशन लगाया, right? And nowadays India Trudeau पे एलिगेशन लगा रहा है that he came to India while like G20, right? So that time he was like not in his condition. He was like drunk and all these things. So like they are putting Trudeau image down as well, and so that's not good for us.
We are in the starting phase of our commitment, so like not actually we are feeling unsettled, but at some point when we go out and saw something undisturbing, we really feel unsettled about that.
I'm happy too and sad also. It's very difficult to describe it, because as I am an international student, it's really hard to live without my parents. But on some point, I feel like I made a wrong decision. But after some time, I know it will gonna change that in a good decision. But for now, I feel.
The Sheridan College offers a very large number of courses, and one of the departments seems particularly useful and promising in today's environment. The students here are almost all Indian. Without doubt, this college would close down were it not for Indian students. As many as 320,000 Indian students were enrolled in Canadian colleges at the end of last year, bringing more than 10 billion Canadian dollars to the economy. It's not all bad for the students though. The college plaza just across from the college provides a buzzing social life in the evenings.
Everything is same. People are so peaceful just like before. So there nothing changed in my life. As I am working working at Tim Hortons, so I meet many people. Like people say there are Asian people that are not good for them.
Back on the right stand with this entire climb down by Justin Trudeau, who now wants to talk in private after sledging Bharat publicly on the floor of the Canadian Parliament. Let's go straight across to Nancy Grewal, singer and activist, joining us. Nancy ji, namaste. You've been quite vocal about Justin Trudeau and who he's actually pandering to. So let me ask you, do you agree with Trudeau's suggestion that let's talk in private?
पहले तो मैं सभी को नमस्कार बोलूंगी।
नमस्ते।
और मुझे आपकी थोड़ी सी जो वॉइस है वो मतलब कट के आ रही है, तो कुछ समझ नहीं आया ढंग से।
अब आपको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? अब आप मेरी आवाज सुन सकती हैं नैन्सी जी? मैं आनंद बोल रहा हूं। आपको आवाज आ रही है?
अगर आप लोगों को मेरी आवाज आ रही है तो मैं हाँ, क्योंकि मुझे ये नहीं पता आपने क्या सवाल पूछा, क्योंकि आवाज बहुत ज्यादा
जस्टिन ट्रूडो आप प्राइवेट में बात करना चाहते हैं पब्लिकली भारत पर इल्जाम लगाने के बाद?
देखो, पहली जस्टिन ट्रूडो ने जो पार्लियामेंट में एक छोटी सी स्टेटमेंट दे दी कि हाँ, कि हमें शक है कि भारत ने वो जो भी मर्डर को बात लेके हुई निज्जर के, तो उनके पास कोई सबूत नहीं थे। उन्होंने सिर्फ इन खालिस्तानियों, जिनको हम खोतिस्तानी कहते हैं, इनके प्रेशर में आके जस्टिन ट्रूडो ने बहुत ही बड़ा गलत डिसीजन लिया है। क्योंकि अब हम लोग भी कनाडा में रह रहे हैं, हम लोग हो रहे हैं। ये जो खालिस्तानी है, इनको हम खोतिस्तानी बोलते हैं, इतनी थ्रेटिंग्स आती हैं मुझे, कम से कम 40 से 50 थ्रेटिंग डेली की है। मुझे थ्रेटिंग है कि तुम्हें इंदिरा गांधी की तरह, इंदिरा गांधी की बेटी हो तुम्हें इंदिरा गांधी की तरह मारेंगे। कुछ बोलते हैं कि तुम्हें हम 6-7 बंदे लेके जाएंगे रिफर में, वहां तुम्हारा रेप करेंगे। मेरी फोटोओं के साथ गंदी फोटो जोड़ के इन्होंने पूरी मेरी इज्जत की धज्जियां उड़ाई हैं। पता नहीं किन किन लोगों के साथ ये नाम जोड़ देते हैं, फोटोज बना देते हैं। मतलब मैं बोलूं तो इतनी थ्रेटिंग्स की मैंने इनकी जितना प्रिंट आउट करके इनकी जो आईडी से मुझे थ्रेटिंग आती है, मैंने पुलिस को भी प्रोवाइड करवाई है, पर वो लोग कुछ नहीं कर पाते हैं।
क्यों? पुलिस क्यों आपकी मदद नहीं कर रही है? आप तो कैनेडियन सिटीजन है।
हाँ जी, बिल्कुल कैनेडियन सिटीजन है। अगर देखो, मैं तो ये बोलती हूँ कि भारत की पुलिस को काम करने दो कनाडा में, तो सारा क्राइम खत्म हो जाएगा यहाँ पर भी। क्योंकि ये लोग सिर्फ लिख लेते हैं, कंप्लेंट कर लेते हैं, लुकिंग, हम देख रहे हैं, कर रहे हैं, बस इनका यही चलता है, हम देख रहे हैं, हम कर रहे हैं।
पर आपने ये क्यों कहा कि जस्टिन ट्रूडो इनकी तरफदारी कर रहे हैं? इन जिनको आप खोतिस्तानी कहते हैं, इनकी तरफदारी क्यों कर रहे हैं?
क्योंकि जो जगमीत है ना, वो जस्टिन ट्रूडो के पीछे जो जगमीत है वो कट्टर खालिस्तानी है। वो खालिस्तानी को सपोर्ट कर रहा है और जगमीत की कहीं ना कहीं बात जस्टिन ट्रूडो सुन रहे हैं। अब जस्टिन ट्रूडो इस विवाद में कूद तो पड़े, ठीक है, हालात देख बन गया, हम लोग अपने सेफ नहीं फील कर रहे हैं। हम ऐसा लग रहा है कि अब इस चीज को रोका नहीं गया तो आने वाले समय में हो सकता है हमें वापस इंडिया आना पड़े। हमें ज्यादा इंडिया अपने आप को लगे कि हम सेफ है इंडिया में, क्योंकि कनाडा में कोई सेफ, जितने गुरुद्वारे उन पे इन खोतिस्तानियों ने कब्जा कर लिया है, टोटली कब्जा है। और से कम 11 महीने पहले मैंने तो डाली थी कि सारी जो लड़ाई है ना, वो जो गुरुद्वारों में जो गल्ले बने हुए हैं, पैसे है, ये पैसों के भाई, इनको ऑनलाइन इंटरेक्ट कर दो, ना गल्ला जाएगा, ना उस पैसे का दुरुपयोग कर पाएंगे। और ना जितने गुरुद्वारे, इसमें जितने ये कमेटी मेंबर्स हैं, दूसरे को प्रेसिडेंट, मैंने प्रेसिडेंट बनना है भाई, तूने नहीं बनना, मैं उस चक्कर में गोलियां मरवा देते हैं एक दूसरे को। सारी गुरुद्वारे से शुरू है पूरा। इन्होंने मतलब हमारे तो सिखों का गुरुद्वारा है ना, इन्होंने वहां गुंडागर्दी का अड्डा बना लिया है। और अब बोलती हूँ तो बोलते हैं कि ये गुरुद्वारे के बारे बोलती है, ये सिखनी नहीं है, ये बामनी है, ये मुस्लिम है। क्या born and brought up in Jat Sikh family, मैं सिखां दी थी है, मैं सिखां दी कुड़ी है, पर जो ये लोग धमकियां सेटिंग देना, बलपूर्वक हमारे साथ मिलो, अगर तुम खालिस्तान को सपोर्ट नहीं करोगे तुम्हें मार देंगे।
पर नैन्सी जी एक बात बताइए, अगर इनके नंबर्स इतने बड़े हो गए कि ये गुरुद्वारे कंट्रोल करते हैं, ये इतनी बड़ी संख्या में है, जस्टिन ट्रूडो तो कहते हैं ये छोटे सा ग्रुप है, ये पूरी
नहीं,
सिख
नहीं,
को हमको
देखो,
सिख कनेडियंस को या कनेडियन सिख पॉपुलेशन को रिप्रेजेंट नहीं करते, तो पर आप कह रही हैं कि ये बहुत पावरफुल हो गए हैं, इनके पास पैसा है, इनके पास पॉलिटिकल भी रुतबा है, पॉलिटिकल पावर है।
मेरे जो पॉलिटिक्स है वो गुरुद्वारे की किचन में हुआ था, जहां से मुद्दा भड़का है, और मेरे 4 ईमेल्स की कमेटी मेंबर्स को जहां से मुझे जस्टिस नहीं मिला, और जिस बंदे ने मुझे गोली मारने की धमकी दी वो ब्लैक लिस्टेड इंडिया से, वो बंदा, वो खालिस्तानी, 74 साल उसकी उम्र है, वो ब्लैक लिस्टेड, वो यहाँ पे भरपूर, उसने ड्रग के भी उसके ऊपर केस पड़े हैं। वो बंदा बोलता है आज नैन्सी को तो गुरु घर से निकालो, पर कमेटी मेंबर बोलते हैं किस वजह से निकाले, उसने किया क्या है? क्योंकि सारा जब गुरुद्वारा इसको गवर्नमेंट कंट्रोल नहीं करेगी तब तक ये गुंडागर्दी बदमाशी बढ़ती ही जाएगी। मेन रीजन ही गुल्लक का है। पब्लिक को बोलती हूँ कि प्लीज गुल्लक में 1 रुपया मत डालिए, आप जाइए भोजन ग्रहण कीजिए, प्रसादा खाइए, पर गुरुद्वारा में दान देना बंद कीजिए, क्योंकि उस दान का जो उपयोग है वो गलत तरीके से हो रहा है।
पर अगर ये छोटे नंबर्स हैं तो फिर जो लार्जर कम्युनिटी है वो क्यों नहीं अपोज कर रही, और जस्टिन ट्रूडो इस छोटी ग्रुप की बात क्यों सुन रहे हैं, और बड़े लोग, जो बड़ा ग्रुप है ब्रिटिश कनेडियंस का, सॉरी इंडो कनेडियंस का, सिख कनेडियंस का, उनकी बात क्यों नहीं सुन रहे हैं?
ये तो बताती हूँ क्या है कि ये सब एक राजनीति है। सो जस्टिन ट्रूडो जी को तो अपनी वोटों की पड़ी हुई है कि इस बार अगली बार भी मेरे को आने का कोई और बंदा ना खड़ा हो जाए। क्यों? क्योंकि मुझे खालिस्तानियों से शायद इनको फंड आता है, इनको बहुत पैसा आता है, इनको वोटिंग में हेल्प होती है। तो ये सब राजनीति का चक्कर है, सब वोटों के पीछे सब कुछ। पर हाँ, जो हम जनते हैं, हम तो भाई सर्वाइव जाएंगे, क्योंकि हमारी पासपोर्ट है, किया तो हम लोग मर रहे, इस चक्की में हम लोग पिस रहे हैं।
आपको क्या लगता है अब जस्टिन ट्रूडो इंडिया से कह रहे हैं चलो प्राइवेट में बात करते हैं, इसको सुलझा लेते हैं, क्या इंडिया को प्राइवेट में बात करनी चाहिए या जस्टिन ट्रूडो को अपनी बात को पब्लिकली वापस लेनी चाहिए पहले?
देखिए जी, जस्टिन ट्रूडो के पास अगर कोई प्रूफ थे तो या तो वो प्रूफ हमें दिखाते, सबको दिखाते कि ये चीज इंडिया ने की है। उनके पास प्रूफ भी नहीं, अब वो प्राइवेटली बात क्यों करना चाह रहे हैं? जो भी बात पब्लिक में कीजिए, पब्लिक भी सुने, पब्लिक को भी पता चले। क्योंकि आज भी देखो, आज ये खालिस्तानी एम्बेसी के बाहर जाके, इंडियन एम्बेसी के जाके झंडे पाड़ रहे हैं, उसको फुटबॉल बना के खेल रहे हैं। हमें तो ये चीज भी बिल्कुल बर्दाश्त नहीं हो रही। बहुत सिख कम्युनिटी है जो इनके खिलाफ हो चुके हैं, बहुत सिख हैं जो इनके साथ नहीं है, पर डर है इसी चक्कर से, यार घरों पे अटैक कर देंगे, गाड़ियां तोड़ देंगे या हमारी धुलाई कर देंगे। कई लोगों के मन में इनकी गुंडागर्दी, बदमाशी का बहुत बड़ा बैठ गया है, और लोगों को टारगेट कर रहे हो ना सब। पन्नू इज नॉट अ बिग बॉस। छोटी सी कठपुतली है जिसको जैसा कहा जाता है वो ऐसे ही नाचता है। इनका जो मेन अड्डा है ना, खालिस्तानियों का जो मेन अड्डा कनाडा में, वो मॉन्ट्रियल से चलता है, सब कुछ वहां से ऑपरेट होता है। वहां के गुरुद्वारे के जितने मेंबर हैं, प्रधान है, सब कट्टर खालिस्तानी है। पूरा गुरुद्वारा कंट्रोल कर रखा है, गुरुद्वारे की मनी कंट्रोल कर। द मेन प्रॉब्लम इज मनी। ना होगा अच्छा होगा अगर सब कुछ इंटरेक्ट कर दो। एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग थ्रू लाइक ऑनलाइन इंटरेक्ट, जिसमें मतलब डायरेक्ट कोई पैसा ना डाले, और उसमें गवर्नमेंट का भी कुछ रहे कि उस पर नजर रखो, क्योंकि पैसे का गलत इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं। मुझे कल फैमिली मिली रात में, मैं कुछ ग्रोसरी करने गई तो उन्होंने मुझे रिकॉग्नाइज किया, उन्होंने क्लिप सुनाई मुझे। वो बॉम्बे से आए, पंजाबी फैमिली है। उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि नैन्सी जी हमें 6 महीने हो गए, गुरुद्वारा नहीं जा रहे हैं। मैंने बोला क्यों नहीं जा रहे हो? कहते वहां पे जो कुछ खालिस्तानी लोग हैं, ये रोटी खाओ, रोटियां भी गिनते हैं, ये बदमाशी करते हैं, बोलते हैं $50 हमें महीने का फंड दो, हम गुरु महाराज का कार्य कर रहे हैं। हमारे 10 गुरुओं ने कब बोला था ऐसा करने के लिए? हमें नहीं चाहिए खालिस्तान। अगर ट्रूडो जी को लगता है ना इनकी मांग जाए, तो मेरी जस्टिन ट्रूडो से एक हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप कनाडा में क्यों नहीं दे देते? इनको इतनी जगह है कनाडा में जहाँ पे अभी तक दुनिया ही नहीं बसी है, आप दे दीजिए जगह, उनको एक खालिस्तान अलग से बनाने दीजिए। इंडिया जो अपना काम कर रहा है, आप इंडिया को अपना काम करने दीजिए। आप पहले अपनी कंट्री के प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कीजिए कि आपकी कंट्री में लोगों के पास घर नहीं है रहने को। आप स्टूडेंट्स मंगा रहे हैं, उनके पास कमरे नहीं किराए पे, वो सड़कों पे कहाँ सो रहे हैं वो लोग, जॉब्स नहीं है, घरों के मॉर्गेज के रेट हाई हो गए हैं, ग्रोसरी हाई हो गई, एक आम कॉमन मैन ढंग से अपनी लाइफ नहीं जी पा रहा। तो आप कनेक्ट को इतनी प्रॉब्लम से ट्रूडो को चाहिए थी वो सॉल्व करें पहले।
तो जो रियल मुद्दे हैं उस पर से फोकस हटाकर जो मुद्दे जिन पर उन्हें इस तरह की पोजीशन नहीं लेनी चाहिए थी वो कर रहे हैं जस्टिन ट्रूडो। आप ये कह रहे हैं पहले एविडेंस रखें, नहीं तो माफी मांगे। नैंसी ग्रेवाल जी, मेरे पास समय समाप्त हो गया मेरे शो में, बट आई रियली अप्रिशिएट यू मेकिंग द टाइम एंड स्पीकिंग विद मी हियर ऑन CNN News 18। थैंक यू सो मच। नमस्ते मैम, थैंक यू सो मच। With that, it's a wrap of this edition of The Right Stand. Zaka ready with brass tacks. Stay with us.
Good evening, this is Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. The Aam Aadmi Party Member of Parliament Sanjay Singh has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate after a day-long round of questioning. Now, the ED claims that they have recovered material evidence basis the statements of Dinesh Arora, who is one of the main accused in the Liquorgate scandal, who has implicated Sanjay Singh and who has now turned approver, and his statements have been recorded under 164 CRPC. The Aam Aadmi Party, as well as other opposition parties of the India Alliance, say that this is pure vendetta politics by the BJP for taking on the Modi Sarkar. The question is this a genuine probe that is independent of political pressures? Mind you, Sanjay Singh has not been named as one of the accused in either of the two charge sheets that have been filed by the Enforcement Directorate, but his name has been taken